Good evening, chat. How are we tonight? Welcome to another Scrim School ScrimCast. Our hosts tonight are vNogi and Amp. I am super excited. Both these guys are so positive. They're such awesome individuals. I can't wait to chat with them. If this is your first Scrim School here, kind of the premise is we spend the first hour-ish chatting, asking about, state of the game, weapons, loadouts, things we'd like to see, things we enjoy. It is chat. You guys are allowed to ask questions whenever you want as well. It is free form. Feel free to type in chat if you have any questions as we go. I will try and get my best to catch up to them in time. In the meantime, the second half of it, however, is practical portion, and you guys get to hop in and hopefully play with these goats. So let's get them undeafened. Let's bring them in here and let's get it popping. Gentlemen.
What's up?
Welcome. All right. So I know I went over it with you guys, but let's start it off. Let's introduce yourselves. Who are you? What makes y'all tick? It doesn't have to be in-game. It can be out-of-game as well. What do you enjoy?
Do you want to go first, or?
Yeah, sure. I'll go
Alright.
first. What's going on, guys? My name's Nagi. I'm just a gamer, to be quite honest. Community manager of G1. I just want to say that I'm really just a regular community member, just like everybody else. And I really enjoy gaming. Doesn't matter what type of game, doesn't matter what franchise, doesn't matter what category. If it's a fun game, I'm playing it. That's about it.
Hell yeah.
Nice. So my name's
let's go.
Amplies. I just started streaming like probably hardcore about a year ago. In Garrison, the other G1, as a lot of people call it, but got the same clan tag.
Right.
And I don't know. I play a lot of PvP. I'm a PvP main in Destiny. I stream on the weekends, do trials help as my main thing. And it's kind of just like what he said. I just like the game, man. I just like to have fun, meet new people, play with as many people as I can, help as many people as I can, get to know everybody. And yeah, that's kind of my thing.
Right.
That's what's up. I may or may not have kind of planned it to have both the G1s in one ScrimCast.
Nice.
Just saying. That way we can fight it to the death. I mean, what? All right, let's pop it off with the questions right out the gate. What characters do you main, and for how long? And is it do you stick that way, or do you guys play around with other characters as well?
Go for it.
All right. I've been a hunter main since Destiny 1, probably taking King-ish. But actually, last weekend, I just switched to Behemoth Titan because of how dumb it is right now. And
Okay.
the movement speed and everything. And so I'm currently in the move of switching to Titan. So I'll probably play a mix of both. But I usually main hunter. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat. I've been a hunter main since, honestly, since Vault of Glass D1, since like Alpha, Beta. I've been a hunter main since the game started. And I'll dabble in between characters, but you'll never really see me dedicate myself to any of the other classes that much.
Well, shit. That means that I'm gonna have to actually dust my warlock back off for the scrims tonight. Oh man, I haven't touched my warlock in like 2 seasons, other than ScrimCast. I am as well, obviously, a hunter main. It's way too much fun. The movement is way too, honestly, too much fun.
Right.
So, when did y'all come to Destiny, and what brought you to it? What brought you to Bungie?
I believe that what brought me to Destiny was more than likely the same exact thing that brought everybody to Destiny. It was just the curiosity of what was to come. When they first started, expressing what Destiny was, when they first started showing any types of commercials or any type of advertising, there was really no explanation between what the Traveler was, what Light was. No one had any idea. We only saw a couple of familiar faces because they had famous actors portraying these people, just talking about stories. And I think just off of that sheer curiosity and knowing that it was Bungie that was coming up with it, just really propelled me and many others to the title. And then once we experienced it, it was a done deal.
True. So did you pick it up, what, let me guess, beta test? Or did you pick it up when it actually was out?
I've been here from day one. The moment people were able to get it in their hands, I was one of those people.
Ooh, you were the first look alpha kid too. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
I still have that shit on my PlayStation. I am in the same boat. Right. Amp, what you got? When'd you start? What brought you here?
I started like 2 weeks into Destiny. But Destiny is actually the first FPS I ever played. Destiny 1. I wasn't allowed growing up to like play violent games and stuff. I have those parents.
Okay.
And stuff. So I was 14. My buddy actually brought his Xbox to my house and we played Destiny, and my dad let me for some weird reason. Still don't know to this day. And I don't know. I had never experienced a first-person shooter in my life, and I was like, wow, this is actually really, really fun. I went 2-14 my first Crucible game. I can still remember it. I was the worst thing that ever, like, I don't even know how I got a kill. But yeah, so it was my first FPS. And I don't know, I kind of just fell in love with it. It was the only FPS I owned up until like Overwatch. So I just kind of grinded it and stayed on the grind. Now I'm here.
Oh yeah. Your dad must have known that you were going to be a pro gamer for it one day.
Oh yeah. Yep, he knew. He just knew, man.
He's like, this one's on point. All right, we got the Hunter mains down. We got when we started. Nagi, let me ask, since you remember the alpha test, do you remember the super that Titans had in the alpha test? The shield?
Don't.
Bro, I like to ask it just for the alpha players, and it's super fun because like it would be screamed as the most broken like super ever. It was the bubble, right?
Right.
But you could walk around with it. And not only could you walk around with it, but when you crossed over somebody, it would stun them. Like the whole time they were in the bubble.
Of course.
So it was just like a moving 360-degree shield that you were able to stun people with too.
Of course, that would be the mistake. Of course, it would be Titans. It's always Titans. It's always Titans.
Always Titans, right? And I'm kind of glad it didn't make it into the game because I think people would be screaming way worse about Titans than anything else.
Oh yeah,
that's a fact.
But
they still do though.
That's definitely one of my favorite memories of like the alpha because I was like, oh, I'll try a Titan out. This sounds kind of fun. Fucking trapped in with it, and it's just a giant bubble like walking through the crucible. And that shit lasted like 45 seconds. Aggravating. It was horrendous.
Aggravating. Nothing but aggravation.
It was
it's just all it causes is just stress. That's it.
Yeah, dude, it was so bad. And like when you didn't know, you dove into it too, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna get the knock on this. You jump in and you get flashbanged, and you're like trying to move at the same time, and
right.
And then he just punches you. It's like, yeah, no, that's the Titan experience. That works. All right. So, were you guys always PvP mains, or did you ever dive into any of the PvE aspect of the games?
I want to say I've always more than likely been a PvP main. I only recently started. I've always known about the lore, specifically towards the beginning of the content creation aspect of my career, which Destiny was relatively the game that started that. But I want to say that my focus was definitely heavily based on PvP more than anything. You could never really catch me doing a raid I wasn't the type to run Sherpas or anything like that. It was hard for me to play strikes for long periods of time because I would always get sleepy or anything of like I couldn't focus. I couldn't focus on it. It was always PvP. I guess it was the movement, the aspect of anything that you can, you know what I'm saying, suggest to be in some awkward space anime is exactly what Destiny is.
Right.
It's a whole bunch of weird ass people doing a bunch of super powered ninjutsu stuff, and it's just, how could you not be excited by that constantly?
True. Dude, I've never heard it compared as a space anime. I just say embrace the space magic, but I kind of like that.
I like it. Yeah.
I'm copping it.
The next time you face the super in your super, immediately play some random Dragon Ball Z music in your head, and I promise you it'll fit.
Oh, I definitely yell anime battle.
Super versus supers. Abilities versus abilities. Come on, bro. Titans have ice wall. You have ice shurikens. What? That's nothing but Naruto right there. Come on, bro.
True. Holy shit.
You know what I'm saying?
How you feeling about it? Did you ever touch the PvE aspect?
No, I've always been a PvP main.
No.
Literally the exact same reasons he said. I can't sit there and do strikes for more than like 20 minutes without wanting to uninstall the game. So I kind of just stick to PvP, stick to my lane, and yeah, that's just what I like to do. I don't know. I'm a very competitive person. I played baseball my whole life, so I don't know.
Okay.
Just the whole competitive part of me just wants to be better than other people. So I try to.
I just want to be better than everybody else.
I just want to be the best, man. Who doesn't want to be the best?
You calm down, Ash Ketchum.
Right.
Ash Ketchum isn't even the best. He only caught like 160 out of 300.
And he just recently won his first championship.
Yeah,
just
true.
won.
True.
Just recently.
Poor example.
Last year. Ridiculous.
Ridiculous. That's who we idolized as kids. You can be better.
I definitely did not me. I wanted to be a Ninja Turtle or something.
All right, that's fair.
Couldn't be Ash Ketchum.
Dude, Ash Ketchum was screaming about wanting to be the very best all the time.
After you find out what he could have chosen,
right?
From Vincent, and he chose a Pikachu. After you find out what he could have chosen, I just judged him. I couldn't help it.
You're like, yeah, okay.
Sorry. All right.
Sorry, my bad. Off tangent. All right. Loadout types. Let's keep it rolling on the Destiny PvP main, gents. What's your fancy? Sniper main, shoddy main, hand cannon main, sidearms and SMGs. We don't judge.
Yes, you do. Say it.
I'm gonna get judged the second I say my first sentence.
Let's say it.
All right. So I play controller.
Yep, judged.
Yep.
Why is he getting judged? Why is he getting judged? Why?
He's judged because I'm a controller player too.
Aim assist. If I see one aim assist Andy in the chat, I'm leaving. Okay.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, as a controller player, switching over to mouse and keyboard, I can't stand that argument.
Bro,
that argument is annoying, bro.
I know.
Right?
We'll
definitely dive into it. That's always a hot topic. Every single cast.
Do I land my shots? Is my question. Do you land your shots? Yes, then I don't care. What do I care? Do you land your shot? Are you gonna protect me?
Right?
Are you gonna stay alive? Oh, okay. I don't care. I
don't care, bro.
Doesn't matter what your input is. And I only give you a hard time because I'm also a controller scrub. So
yes, sir. Controller squad.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I usually try to stick to sniper because that's what I've done forever, and it's not because of aim assist. I've sniped like in every game I've played since Destiny. But like, I don't know, I just enjoy it more. But I don't know, being on Titan now, like Shoddy's just with the slides just too easy. So
true.
I stick to Shoddy sometimes too. I kind of play both.
Okay, I dig it.
Same. I'm a shotgun. Currently, right now, I'm running shotgun only because I've gotten incredibly accustomed to Ace of Spades. As you can see in the VOD there, I've been running that loadout. I didn't get a chance to get Fellwinters when Fellwinters first came out, so I was one of the second scrubs, unfortunately, that got it. So that's why I'm using it now because I'm having a blast with it. Because, I didn't get to get it the first time, and I just had to deal with the horrors that was Fellwinters. But moving past that, but that's been my loadout. When it comes down to not salty. Nah, it's always fun. Yeah, usually if I am sniping, which again it hasn't been a while, I'm definitely running a beloved, but it's always a hand cannon. Always a hand cannon in my hands.
Okay.
I can't run anything else.
So I mean, obviously y'all are running hand cannons. How you feeling about the 120s? Do you think that they're overpowered? We'll get into the nitty gritty right out the gate.
All right. I got a lot to say.
All right. I mean, honestly, it's weird because I've never played with 120s before until this season, right?
Right.
Never played with them, especially not in PvP. that was just never a go-to, right? We're coming from the 120 when 140s was prior.
Yep.
We know hand cannons by now. God damn it, we know how they operate. So
Yes.
playing with 120s for the first time, and then like seeing the some of these things are nuts.
Yeah, dude.
It's insane, some of these things. And again, it's weird when you're going up against pulse rifles. I outplayed a dead man's with a 120, and I couldn't tell if it was because of me or if it was because of the game, because it was just that crazy. I don't know, dude. 120s, they're fun to use, but I kind of feel bad using them. I feel like something's off.
Yeah.
It's feeling just a little too sticky.
Yeah, I feel dirty using it.
Okay. Amp, what you got to add? You feel they're balanced? Do you feel they're way too overpowered? Do you feel like they're the worst decision Bungie ever made? Oh my God, Ree.
I don't know as bad as people think they are, but they are definitely overpowered. My stance is there's like 2 key changes they need to make. One, the aim assist / the hitbox that you get. Like you can hit somebody in the abs and it will count as a headshot, or miss above their head, headshot, right?
Right.
And 2, I know that it's supposed to have a range advantage. Obviously, it fires slower, less time to kill, but you trade that for range. The range is way, way too far right now. Like, there's no point in running a scout rifle. Even the new one gets outclassed in most gunfights. But yeah, I don't know. If they could just, like, they're too easy to use. They just are, in my opinion. Like, if you can let go your, like, 140, 150, like, shot just for, like, 2 days and get really used to a 120, like, I don't know. It's just way too easy to hit shots with it, and it's way too consistent. And damage perks just make it even worse. You can just.
I will say to contradict that, to counter that, actually, it's kind of hard for guys like us to not say that a gun is too easy because of the fact that we use hand cannons so often. It's kind of hard. Kind of hard. Like, it seems unfair. Like, if we're using a hand cannon and we say, oh, this gun is too easy, mind you, the hand cannon that we're using just so happens to have opening shot, just so happens to have increased accuracy. Like, we're running some crack, you know damn well none of us are going to use no crappy ass. We're not going to use some doo-doo hand cannon. You're not going to use some doo-doo hand cannon. You're going to use a god roll, and then on top of it, it's going to be us using it. So it's just
Right.
that hand cannon is overpowered. It's like, is it the hand cannon or is it the fact that you had steady hand and iron grip or moving target?
Yep, steady hand, iron grip.
And on top of that, you're used to
rampage.
your DPI is at 400 or 18,000. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy when it comes down to that, because there's so many different variables that apply when it comes down to a specific archetype being overpowered. And I think that conversation is extremely accurate when it comes down to the player base, but it should also, because of the fact that we're the most consistent players, we should be heavily careful about what we say is actually overpowered, because of the fact that there are so many different perks that can be on the hand cannon. It really throws the entire argument in a loop. You know what I mean?
True.
So 120 hand cannons, I will not disagree that, for instance, like things that are not up to RNG, right? So for instance, if you're watching some people who are running 120s, you'll notice that their recoil is a little bit more stable than it should be, even with specific perks that are embedded into the archetype that they're using, or whatever hand cannon or whatever god roll, whatever roll they're running. But the consistent shot, as Amps just said, that can be reduced because that recoil is just a little bit too snappy. Maybe you should, because of the fact that it's a 120, maybe it should have a little bit more kick. You know what I mean? Like, the way I'm thinking about it is like in Battlefield, right? You always have your P2020s, you always have your regular Glocks, but then you always have the Magnum. The Magnum, it packs a punch, but that kickback is crazy. You gotta fucking put your whole controller stick all the way down to your navel. You know what I'm saying? Like, to get your shot accurate, you gotta. You pulling that like it's a black stallion. You trying to wrangle that thing
You're
back.
throwing that hand back, like
you're
moving
throwing
the
it way
back.
But when you know what I'm saying, when it comes down to the 120s, when it comes down to the recoil of a 120 versus a 140, the difference is really not that different when it comes down to it, and that's literally up to the archetype structure. That's not up to RNG or roles that are specific on the hand cannon. So we have to be very careful when we say things are overpowered, because ultimately Bungie is not going to look at a weapon in terms of that stature. What they're going to pay attention to is absolutely the numbers. So the things that are used consistently, with the specific perks that are also used consistently, all of that is tracked. All of that is information that they can analyze. So they'll know that a god roll on a specific archetype that's used the most is going to be acknowledged as, okay, maybe that's a little bit too effective because too many people, like if we're all using the same thing, then people are going to realize, okay, maybe we should dial that down a bit, because then you start to lose the creativity. Everyone starts forming into a line, which is why you see constant rolling of weapons and archetypes in, things like your your amulet, the thing that you have.
Okay.
It constantly has those different rolls. Those weapons are constantly rolling out. So it could be anything from swords to bows to fusion rifles this week. And then it's like all of that changes every season. So you have to pay attention to that. So when we have the conversation of what's overpowered and what's not overpowered, you got to make sure you're sticking to the actual frame of the gun itself and not, like you have to pay attention to what the variables may or may not be. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I can see where I was going with that.
So what you're saying is everybody should throw on a 120.
That's what you got from all of that?
Bro, I like to egg it on.
I'm saying that what I'm saying is that if everyone wants to throw in a 120, that's fine.
It'll be adjusted the fastest.
Just don't expect to, if you realize that your shot is not similar to my shot, just keep in mind that it may not be the gun that's wrong, it may be you. So you can't like it just there's a lot that's in play.
Bro, I've been saying, so I'm so glad that you said it that way, because I've been saying since 120s came out that 140s can beat 120s.
Yes.
They can at range.
Of course.
I think 120s have a little bit too generous of a range distance. Like, you shouldn't be able to hit 60 meters with rangefinder, right?
Nope.
Like, I shouldn't be able to tap you with 90s with a hand cannon at 60 meters. It's a little too high. But in range, 140s can beat 120s every time because of the RPM.
Mm-hmm.
It's been proven. We've tested it over and over and over again. So I'm kind of glad to hear it's just not like, because we've had a couple guests on here that are just like, fuck them, get rid of them, and that's it. Like nothing further than that, So it's kind of fun. Let's go with the second pain point. Can you guess what it is right now?
Is it supers in trials?
I mean, that's part of it.
Because
Because
if I get chaos reach like three times in a game, there's something wrong.
Bro, we lost our flawless game, and we'll get into trials for sure. We lost our flawless game yesterday morning. It was like the last game before reset. Our Mercy went to a cheater. Then our actual Game 7 No Mercy went to a double Chaos Reach Geomag team and a Behemoth.
Love it. Sounds about right.
And we lost 5-4 because they got their super for a fourth time.
Yep.
Like, holy shit. Let's dive into it. Supers, how you feeling about them?
I just want to say one thing. Amp definitely just said that he switched over to a Titan. I will let you know that is not for no reason.
Right?
That is not for no reason. Don't let him fool you. It's not for no reason. It's not. Behemoth is wild, man. Behemoth is wild. There still needs to be a boost in Tether, because for some god-awful reason, there's like 18 different animations before the super actually procs. Why is there like 3 different animations before the super procs? Like, that doesn't make any sense. There's an animation to shoot it. There's an animation to fire. There's an animation to land. Then there's an animation. I don't even have enough words. I'm losing words talking about the super. I hate it, bro. I hate it.
I hate it. I mean, that's pretty accurate on it. It really is. I definitely, like Bro said though, I definitely think Chaos Reach and Geos, or for those of you that don't know, Crown of Tempest is worse than any other super in the game. That's me. That's me, especially in like a competitive setting. But Amp, what's your opinions on it?
Behemoth lasts about 20 minutes too long.
Okay.
That's my opinion. It moves way too fast. And like if you're in Behemoth, you have to lose to like a hard shutdown super. But any roaming super you fight in the game, if you lose as a Behemoth, that's your fault. Like you just have the advantage in every single, which it shouldn't be a thing. There should be ways to outplay a super in any super. You should be able to beat any super with any super if you use it right. That's my opinion on it. But I mean, like obviously there's certain things that are meant for shutdown and meant for roaming. Like those should definitely stay the same. But like,
how would you tune it?
Chaos, you need to Chaos. If you get shut down in the middle of your chaos, you get half back. Like if you get killed out of your super, I don't care what super it is. You should have no super. You know, I don't get why chaos. If you get killed out of it, you get half back. 2 geomags, why? Like, I know they've been in the game for a while, but like, why? Like, that's just saying, hey, the last bar doesn't matter. We'll forget about it. Here you go. Here's your super. And then, so on top of being able to shut it down, save super, being able to get the last bar back really fast, and even if you get killed out of it, even if you get completely ran over, you still get it half back, which all you need to do is charge a fourth of a bar, and you have it again. Like, especially in 3v3 game modes like trials, like it is so dominant. Like 3 of them, you're gonna get supered. I'd say like they will get at least 6 super kills that game if they have 3 of them or more. Like there's just nothing you can do about it. But I think, I don't know. And also it hits around like walls and through walls. Like that's another issue that needs to be addressed with Chaos Reach.
True.
But, I mean, there's some supers that are so like how like Stasis is so busted, right? But there's like you see every Warlock still playing Top Tree Dawn or Chaos Reach, right? You don't see him running the Stasis super. The Chaos or the Warlock Stasis super is awful because it moves so slow. You get literally a hunter can ceiling bounce once and there's no shot you kill them, right?
Yep.
So I think that one needs to be buffed at probably movement speed and maybe projectile speed. But I don't know. They just need to like look at literally every super and just be like, why is this not being used, or why is this being used too much? Because like he said, tether, you never see that except for invis. That's the only reason people use tether. Golden gun is a super I actually like to use a lot because it's actually really good against Behemoth. It's like one of the only ones that's actually really good.
Right.
But you have to hit your shot while they're moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
While they're launching back and forth at you.
Right.
But I don't know. There's so much to talk about supers. They just need to kind of look at it as a whole, all of the supers, and like just figure out why they're not being used or why they are being used so much. Because I mean, there's some supers that like if you play them right, they are good against stasis and stuff. But like, there's clearly some dominant supers, and like I don't know. That's
a good point.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. I think at this point, like the way that this has been going, I think that Bungie should just embrace the supers, give it to us every 10 seconds, and let us just go nuts.
Mayhem trials?
Make it like mayhem trials. Just like
mold.
Nothing but supers,
God.
But everybody gets them, and it's like the same runtime, the same charge time. Like you can't stack, you know.
That'd be so pointless.
Dude, I think it'd be fun as hell. I mean, that's.
Oh my god. I'm just thinking of all of the chaos.
Oh, dude. Can you imagine you're on your flawless game and everybody's on like
my
10?
Oh my god, dude.
What am I sitting on? It is a whiskey sour for tonight. Let's see. Nova's got a question for y'all. He says, do you think some things are extremely broken but people don't know about it because streamers and content creators don't talk about it? For example, Chaos has always been broken, but just recently has become the #1 option for Warlocks.
Yes.
So do you think there's other like classes and weapons that are broken, but nobody just doesn't mention it?
Yes, absolutely.
That's always been the case, though. That's always
Yeah.
been the case. We didn't when what was it? During the menagerie, everyone got 140s, right? Right? We was all cracked about it. It was like, yo, we got it. Oh, we got 140s back, random rolls. Everybody was talking about their Eyes Luna and their palindromes. And we all just got, you know what I'm saying, just this nostalgic feeling of having 140 hand cannons. And then all of a sudden somebody was like, hey, what about this Waking Vigil? It was one person came up with a Waking Vigil, you know, saying a Waking Vigil video, and then everybody started running 150s. So there are absolutely things that are in the game that don't get acknowledgement because someone hasn't spoken about it. That's 100% true. That's always been the case, though.
Right.
That's the point.
Also,
that's always been the case.
Yep. Another point to make is if a big YouTuber like Frostbolt or somebody makes a video on a build, like that man has some of the best aim in the game, right?
Yep.
But he makes builds look so easy. Like say like I can think back to Cauldron when I forget who made it, but somebody made a video on double skip grenades and spamming it, right? And that is all I saw. One video, all I saw all weekend. That's how big of an influence like these people have on the meta. So like when I'm trying to think of another example, like Frostbolt made a video on what's it called, Teraba. He made a video on it, and I saw it for like a week in the Crucible. Like I would have never seen that gun ever if that video didn't come out, you know?
True.
So I mean, there's definitely small little hidden things that are really, really good and really good builds that just the video hasn't come out yet, you know?
Right.
That
sounds like some content to me, son.
Yeah.
So let's do the flip side of that then. Do you think that Destiny and Bungie as a whole is receiving as much hate because of the same reason? Like, do you think that that's their cause for, you know, because we get large streamers scream, this game's so bad, this is so broken. Do you think that kind of gets amplified because of their audience?
That's a dangerous question.
It's a deep question, right?
No, I would say that's a dangerous question because you're asking our perception on the perception of either Bungie or other content creators that we don't know. I think that for me to comment on why Bungie is getting hate or getting frustration, there would be no way for me to accurately give an answer to that. You see what I'm saying? I think that the frustration towards Bungie is justified to an extent of the matter that the problems that we've had have been the same problems for quite some time. So I can understand why the player base can be as frustrated as they are. However, I do not, under any circumstances, agree with the format, the demeanor, the structure, at how some of them express their frustration.
Okay.
I don't think that that's wise. I don't think that it leads to any type of solution either. And this is all based off of my personal opinion, because I understand that myself, I'm one person and no one should follow my example based on how they feel. You're your own individual. I just don't think that some of the measures that we've taken to express our concerns on the game that we all love and want to be successful, I don't think that how we express those matters are productive.
Right. Okay.
That's
Amp, you got anything to add, and then I'll give you my point on it.
So I don't think so many people watch so many content creators, especially on Twitch, YouTube, right? I don't think it helps that content creators kind of have this negative, like, I feel like a bunch of people, I'm not going to name any names, but there are some people out there that have this like negative tone towards Destiny right now.
Sure.
And I think they probably do realize, but they have as I just said, they have a massive influence on the community. So when you see all these role models, examples, and everything, like starting to feel negative about this or that or this, you'll probably start hearing their audiences kind of start to lean that way as well. I'm not at all blaming the content creators. I sit there and complain all the time too. But I do think that adds fuel to the fire. I still think people would complain, obviously, a lot.
Right.
If there's something they don't like. But I think it does add fuel to the fire.
Okay. You actually hit the nail on the head of why I asked. Because, like, when I run my stream, I try and keep it as positive as possible. Like if I lose to stasis, I'm like, well, I deserve that one. Like I dive into it. I know that I'm pushing a lane. I know they have stasis. I know they probably have a shadow dive, right? But I do agree with what both of y'all said. You know what I mean? I do. Nagi, you made a very, very good point. In the the complaints are justified, but the way it's delivered is not. Like that's huge. You know what I mean? It's and I say it all the time. I go, Bungie's not gonna know what to fix if we're all screaming about a different thing and in the wrong way, right?
Right.
Because they're not gonna respond to fuck the devs, this shit's broken, this is stupid, right? They're gonna respond to, or like, stasis is busted. No, stasis isn't busted. There's aspects that are busted to it, right? That's something that they can focus on. Screaming about the subclass as a whole isn't the problem, right?
Right.
And that's I kind of stirred the pot with that question to lead into the exactly what you both said. You know, y'all didn't take the bait. Kind of irritated. But I digress. You're killing it right now. You guys are absolutely killing it here.
I mean, that's why you brought us on here, right?
True. I mean, I've had some goats on here that just scream fuck stasis, and I get to spend 10 minutes explaining, well, what about stasis? Like, what's the problem with it? Because screaming fuck stasis doesn't matter. Like that's like screaming fuck spec, or no, fuck tether, right? Or even bigger, like fuck the whole solar subclass. Is the whole solar subclass broken, or is there certain parts of it?
And that's exactly why I'm and that's part of the reason of exactly why I'm saying what I'm saying, because I'm on this weird fence to where everyone agrees that, F stasis is not the right way to go, but I still understand why that person is saying like, yo, F stasis. Of course this person is going to say F stasis because we've been dealing with broken supers, broken abilities for how long have we been complaining about that exact same thing? And then here we go having the most broken, the most frustration. So I can understand the person, saying F stasis. I just want to tell the person saying F stasis, they may not listen to that. They may listen to it if you say, hey, stasis really sucks. This is why. Still have the same level of anger, because you're justified to have that same level of frustration because you've been dealing with it for quite some time. Absolutely. But how can your problem still be, how can we fix your problem? How can we address it as a community?
Right.
How can we still be stern, but still be respectful? How can we still be, communicative and express what we need to express without sounding like we're just an angry mob who don't know what they want? Like if we're all speaking collectively on one particular thing, then we can go step by step and iron out exactly what needs to be ironed out. But if we all going back and forth, hey, you got to fix this, you got to fix this. First they're talking about this, then they're talking about the abilities, then they're talking about the weapons, then they're talking about why Bungie's not talking about Black Lives Matter fast enough, and then they're putting them under pressure for that, and then they said something, and then they got a problem with them saying, how much problems do you want everyone to fix at one time? I can understand all of that. I can understand why the devs would be like, you know what I mean? I can understand why DMG is blocking some of y'all. Yeah, because you don't leave a man alone. The man be home with his family, minding his business. He open up his phone. He gets called all types of shit at 7:30 in the morning. Yes, I'm blocking you, asshole. I don't care if you're 12. Yes, I am blocking the fuck out of you.
At the end of the day, he's not a dev. He's not a dev.
He's also not a dev.
Exactly. So you have these situations where y'all be angry and rude to the wrong people, bro. On top of that, bruh, listen.
Go off.
As somebody who walked in the same office, and trust me, when I did, I wasn't the biggest person in the room. I was not. I was the smallest person in the room, but I was blessed and highly favored to be able to have the opportunity to walk through the same halls as these people. These guys are literally at each other's desks constantly, the entire time. They were I watched them. They were there, bro. They were present. They show up. They work. Just like you.
True.
Come on, bro. As a PvP player, at the same time, I understand the PvP community, right? Because I will always defend the devs, but as a PvP player, I'm not going to hold back my on top of that, as a PvP player and as a hunter main, the level of frustration that I have about the PvP experience is ridiculous. I just don't be talking about it because I would rather waste my time wasting my breath and expressing myself in the proper manners. This is obviously a logical situation, so I'm gonna give my insight. PvP sucks. PvP sucks. It's frustrating. As a player, it's frustrating. It's fun to an extent, but at the same time, you're still removing some capabilities of having creativity when it comes down to loadouts. We're kind of forced to play with what works, no matter what that is, whether we like it or not. The fact that he has to go from playing a hunter to a titan just to be efficient in certain situations is ridiculous. It does not make sense. It does not make sense, and it's not fair. As somebody who's playing as a hunter, I'm a hunter. However, a hunter is passive play, right? A hunter is meant for flanking. That's the design. You're not supposed to be in the fight. However, you got a bunch of people who we like anime, bro. Your whole demographic of people who play your game are a bunch of weebs. We are anime-driven, hentai-watching sociopaths who have problems talking in public, but will talk all our shit on the internet because we are about that life. I don't want to be a hunter and be passive. I want to be a hunter and feel like I just socked y'all. I'm an aggressive hunter. I want to be in the fight. I want to take out 4 people, and then on my dying breath, I take out the last one. I want to do some insanely. I want to feel like a Ninja Turtle. I want to look at my clips and feel like I just got into an actual fight. I want to be proud of what I did, right? So why is it that as an aggressive hunter, no matter what playstyle I have to play passive? That's not fair. Why? For what? Why do I have to deal with the inefficiency of combat because of the fact that I have a fast playstyle? Why do I have to sacrifice combat efficiency for mobility? That doesn't make sense. If that's the case, give me an item, give me a weapon, give me an armor piece to where I can sacrifice mobility for combat efficiency. Give me that creative, give me that aspect, give me that right. I should be able to do that if I want to, right?
I like it.
Same thing for Titans, right? Because when it comes down to the argument, and I'm saying this from a hunter perspective, I'm not saying this I don't know Titans. Titans have their own issues. Warlocks have their own issues. I'm not going to take that from them, right? This is a hunter problem, right?
Right.
I don't think that it's fair that me complaining about how overpowered they are, that argument is stupid because we're a bunch of space wizards. Why am I complaining about power? Give us all the power. Yes, I just want to feel as powerful as them. If I'm going up against a behemoth, and just like Amp said, if I'm running bottom tree Arcstrider and I see a behemoth, I should feel like I'm ready for that fight. I shouldn't feel inadequate. I shouldn't feel like this is just a failed attempt. I'm just gonna waste my super because I'm giving him a target so that you guys can get away. I shouldn't feel like a sacrifice. I shouldn't have to feel like that. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I definitely full send for the sacrifice.
So when it comes down to but that's the problem, right? It has a lot to do with what he was saying. And I'm sorry if I'm talking about points that you was coming up with, brother. I hope I didn't take that from you.
No, so I don't have any points written down. This is all off the cuff. Like this whole time is just chatting and rolling with what you guys bring up. So you go off. Chat is fucking loving it too.
All right, that's cool. I'm sorry. I got your stream up because I wanted to support. I wasn't even reading chat. My full chat. I'm sorry if I was screaming at you.
No, chat's saying you're your spirit animal. They're like,
I'm a spirit animal. That's fire. What I'm saying, all I want when it comes, and again, like I listen to the community, but I feel like because people know how because of how context, just like he said, bro. There are so many people who just talk. And they're not like, it adds fire to the flame, exactly like he said. So, like, you're not gonna say anything productive. You're not helping. You're not doing anything. You're not doing anything. Come with something collective. Come with something, you know what I'm saying, innovative that's going to solve the problem. Instead of saying this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, say, hey, this is wrong. This is why. Maybe this will work. Maybe that'll work. Maybe if you tune down the. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Nagi, I need you to get the hell out of my head. Because I have been preaching this shit for like an entire season now. Like when everyone's like, it's broken. And like, even when I'm running carries and stuff, I'm like, they're like, this shit's just broken. I'm so mad. Like, I was like, what about it? Like, let's peel it back a little bit. They're like, well, Shatter Dive's broken. Is Shatter Dive broken? Like, Shatter Dive's just a movement. What about it? And they're like, well, maybe it's the Whisper of Fissures. Like, all right, there it is. Like, if we can all come on board for the same shit and say, Whisper of Fissures is broken, guess what?
Right.
Whisper of Fissures is getting fixed.
However, I will say that again, like, oh God, dude, there's always. I'm sorry, this is kind of how my brain works. It's always a back and forth, right? Because even as we're sitting there, we're expressing this. It's both the content creator, the leader of the community. It's kind of their responsibility to make sure that they're navigating the front, right? They're navigating the people through and through. So even as a community leader, like, I know that collective, but if I'm not expressing that collective, like how you speak with your streams, if you're talking about it the way that you're talking about it with your streams, you're doing the right job because you're pushing that narrative. You're navigating that front to think in a collective, open-minded section. I think that when it comes down to the content creators, even as a leader, if you're not a full-on professional about the topic, if you don't know about the topic, try to find other content creators who are thinking about the topic in a collective manner that you openly see is a productive thing. So if you're seeing a content creator that are talking with developers, that are having with actual developers and not Cosmo and DMG,
right.
like with actual devs or actually having conversations with the right people about the right things, if you see them having those types of conversations, maybe you should start looking at how they're delivering their information. Even as a creator, you should want to know how to deliver that information to your community. You should want to know how to implement that so that you can accurately express that to your community who doesn't know. So that way you don't have a bunch of people who don't know jack shit sending a bunch of goddamn messages, delivering wrong information and getting wrong things nerfed. Like, we got things nerfed that didn't need to be nerfed. We know that. We know that. We know that. We know we did it. We know we did it. We know we did it. We just don't want to, you know what I'm saying? We just try to ignore it. We try to sweep it under the rug, bro. Like, we just ignore this shit.
Bro, I gotta tell you, the way Twitter floats right now, like, I've been on Twitter for a while. I'm pretty active on it because I like to obviously have topics to discuss throughout the week. I have not once seen someone at the Sandbox devs. Not once. Not once. I follow the Sandbox devs.
Me too.
And I haven't seen them added once. But for fuck's sake, Dylan gets the biggest rage ever. Like, Sandbox devs are on Twitter.
He tweets about pies and fruit. Like, he tweets about bread more than anything and the color orange. Like, he minded his business, bro. Like, he is such a sweet man. He be my bro. He's not, bro. I met the guy. He is so leave that man alone.
For real.
Please. Leave that man alone, man. That man is not bothering y'all, bro.
Amp, where's your soapbox? What you got with this? How you feeling about it?
I don't know how to follow that up.
Sorry. Don't do this to me, bro. I'm sorry, man.
I mean, hey, when a dude's gotta talk, I respect it.
But am I wrong? Am I wrong, though?
No, I completely agree with everything you said, which is why I just sat here, man.
I respect
yeah, no, I literally debated on tweeting at DMG, like just keep up your grind, keep doing your thing, don't let them like hate and stuff, because like I scroll through Twitter and I see more just toxic tweets towards him than anything else I've ever seen on Twitter. And
it's
like,
fucking wild.
He's not gonna listen to you if you're sitting there just complaining about nothing. He's not. Right. If you're like, man, your game's dead, why do you feel that way? Why? Like, what made you feel that way? And like,
it's pointless.
Yeah, no, I'm so like, I've had to unfollow people on Twitter because like, man, there's just so many people out there that just won't, like, they've played this game for 6 years and then one broken ability comes out. Like, let's think back to when the new supers in Forsaken came out. They were busted.
Oh my god.
Right?
Let's reel it back even further. Do you remember how bad people freaked the fuck out when...
Do you remember Hammer Titans when they came out? No.
When Night Stalker dropped and the original nade for Night Stalker, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Dude, people lost their shit. They were like tweeting shit game. They were yelling about how it's the worst thing ever. It needs to be deleted. Now it's been in here for fucking 5 years.
Yeah. But
and
I don't know
why
is this time different? Why is stasis the one thing that is making people like that literally are in love with this franchise like quit? I don't know. Like, personally, I am enjoying Destiny right now more than I did when freaking, what is that thing called? Handheld Supernova
Oh my god. And the bottom tree striker era?
Yeah, all of that. Hammers when you couldn't one-shot them with snipers and everyone was like,
Mm-hmm.
pop 3 coins. Like, no. Like, that was more annoying to me than stasis. I am having I love Destiny right now. As a PvP main, yes, there are things that are broken. There probably will always be things that are better than other things. That's how a video game works. There usually is a meta in like 95% of games. But
Yep.
it's just, there are some of my closest friends that are like so angry and like, they're like, I'm never playing again. I'm switching to Apex. Like, and I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, I personally, I love Destiny right now, and I'm gonna keep playing it, keep on my grind, and just keep doing things. There are issues, but like, they can't, like, as you said, they are. I've obviously I've never been to Bungie, but I'm sure they're literally sitting there grinding just like we are. They care about their game too. They play it every day. Like, you know, like it's not like they're just ignoring us. Like, we can't expect them to freaking just take stasis out of the game overnight and say we'll put it back in 6 months like people are wanting. Like, no. Like,
hell yeah. See, you did have your own soapbox. It was there. You fucking got it, bro.
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry, bro.
Point.
Yeah, but he's right, bro. But everything he said is right. Everything he said is right, bro. And I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm low key I'm kind of enjoying it too.
Bro,
yeah.
I think it's
too, bro.
I think it's fun as hell.
I played like 5 hours of PvE content straight. You know how crazy that is for me? Like, I had somebody come in and was like, bro, you're still doing strikes? I'm like, bro, I'm still doing strikes, bro.
Yeah.
I was dumbfounded.
This is one of the best seasons they've ever come out with. I will die on that hill. This is one of the better seasons they've ever come out with. Because there's not been a thing that's made me play Strikes or Gambit since Gambit came out.
I played Gambit. Y'all made me.
Yeah,
bro.
You guys made me play Gambit, bro.
Like, made me play Gambit. I haven't touched. I didn't touch Gambit since the game.
That's what I'm saying.
Yo, I think the only time I touched Gambit was for Trust. That was the only time.
Right?
Yeah.
And Bad Omens. Bad Omens. Don't forget Bad Omens.
Yeah, that was it, bro. Nothing else. Nothing else, bro.
I sunk 16 hours into Gambit, and like the time flew by. I looked down and I was like, "What the fuck just happened?" Like, I haven't done that since I got, since I went ham for the fucking 21% delirium. Like,
bro,
I hit like top 0.1% in Gambit, and I did not touch it ever again. Ever again. I hit it on accident trying to get that fucking machine gun. And I did not touch it after that. I was like, I'm done. I got the machine gun. I don't want to touch it again. I didn't go for the SMG. I didn't go for anything else. And then, like, I'm back in it this season. I was like, this shit's kind of fun. Like, it is.
I cannot remember a single moment in my life where I'm sitting there at 4 a.m. in Discord with the homies. And I'm like, let's go play some Gambit. I can never. That's never happened before. Right. I've never, like, wanted to go to a strike. I've never been like, oh, seasonal activity? I'm going to go run that and not have a bad time. Like, that's why everyone that's like, this season's dead, Destiny's dead. I'm like, no, it's not. Like, I cannot tell you the last time I was excited to open a Crucible package, bro.
Right.
I really got geeked. I really got geeked at the drops, bro. Because this is like one of the first times because I haven't been playing Destiny because I have work. But I opened up my drops and I realized I had like 5 packs. I opened up them. I was like, oh, this is good. Oh, this is good. Oh, that looks good. That's great. Like, I was like, bro, it was really like some good stuff. And then with the Ascended Shards and all that, man, listen,
I'm loving it. I really am.
I don't want to deny it. I'm not going. My thing is, I'm stuttering now because I got a lot going on in my head. My thing is that I'm not gonna hide when things are bad, right? The beginning of the season definitely started off with doozy. They definitely did. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. It was wild. Bungie, you wild for that. They did something we ain't know what it was, and it was freaky. We had to figure it out, right?
Yep.
But this recent patch, whatever it was that they did within this recent patch, I'm sure they put it in the patch notes. They told us about it. They what they worked on definitely was in the right direction. And that should be acknowledged. That should be said, because if they know what they did good, they know what to keep working on, what to pay attention to. If all you focus on is what's bad and you keep saying this don't work, this, that, then nothing's gonna work because they're not gonna know what works.
Yeah,
they might take out
exactly.
something that works and it don't, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Bro, you preach. Jeez. Like, holy shit.
I
Y'all
blame
are...
Amps because Amps is over here saying it's Amps' fault. Amps is over here saying stuff that's making my brain go, you know what?
My bad.
No, I'm loving it. Like, I've had Scrimcast where it's like 1 hour on the nose, like the most negative, like I'm trying to reel the conversation back to positive, right? Like, trying my ass off. Like, well, what about this? Like, are you having fun with this at least? And they're like, nah. And this is why. Nah.
Man,
And I'm
man,
like,
I hate Destiny, but I play it every day. Nah.
yeah, they're like, I don't, like, I'm not going to obviously name drop, but I mean, I've had some on here that are like, this whole thing's bullshit. Like, I'm not even going to probably play next season, like going over these spiels. And then I get guys like you two on here, where we're at an hour already. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we've chatted for 10 minutes. And this shit is fire. Like fire. Because I'm sorry, I've played this game for 7 years. Almost 8 now. Almost 8 now. And not one second have I thought.
Don't bring up my age, bro.
Right?
Bring up my age, bro.
Bro, I'm
telling our age, bro. You wilding, bro.
To give you an idea of where we're at, like, I'm celebrating my Dirty 30 at GCX.
Come on, bro.
Think about that for a second.
That's not my age, bro.
I know, but that's mine. Like, I love this fucking franchise. I always have. Like, I used to play Halo competitively back in high school, right? And that's telling my age right there. Is I played Halo. Bro. I played Halo 2 competitively. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember, bro. Yeah, bro.
Like, we're talking back there, you know what I mean? And fucking, so I've always been a fan of Bungie and the things that they do and the lore and the stories and the Easter eggs. Like, just to hear so much negativity on it from people that I watch actively, you know what I mean? It makes it hard for me to even watch them anymore. Because I'm like, I just want to find somebody or some buddies that really enjoy this franchise, right?
Nope.
And I mean, there's times where I get tilted, don't get me wrong. Like, Trials last weekend, I got tilted because my Saturday night run, I got cucked out of Flawless because the servers died. Not their fault.
Right.
I was pissed, but I was like, fuck it. I'm going to go play some balloons. We're going to drink. We're going to have some fun.
Balloons, yes.
Dude, that's what we did. We played some Among Us. We played some balloons. We all vibed and just relaxed. Like, chat flamed the fuck out of me because I hadn't played it since, like, my freshman year in high school, maybe sophomore. Like, I was placing characters that weren't supposed to be placed. Like, so I was a little tilted on that one. And then I jumped back into it Tuesday morning. Was like, all right, we're ready to rock it out. And I lose my Flawless to a cheater and to Chaos. And I was like, all right, I'm a little mad. I'm going to go play some comp. And I let it out for that one game in comp. And I feel bad for it for my chat. Because I sniped a dude right off the gate on the same map. And I was like, fuck your fucking face. And after that, I realized he didn't deserve that. Like, that's not his fault. I love this game. Like, shit happens sometimes. It's peer-to-peer connection. I don't apologize.
I'm not going to tell you to feel bad for that. You
Bro,
shouldn't feel bad for that.
Yeah, but homie didn't deserve the fact that
he don't even know that you said it. He don't know that you said it. Yo, don't be mad about your skill. Listen, you sniped him because he walked into your bullet. That's what that was. Don't get mad at that. Don't take that from yourself.
It wasn't the snipe. It wasn't the snipe. It was
the frustration. It was your response. But that's the thing. I don't want people to feel there has to be a common ground. There has to be a common ground. I'm learning that the more that I witness the frustration of players, like there has to be a common ground, mainly because of the fact that this game is the age that it is. I can understand if this is the first year of Destiny. I can understand if this was the second year of Destiny, hell, the third year. But we're going on the what? The 7th? The 8th? Right? So you being frustrated and unfortunately taking it out on a unsuspected bystander who just walked in front of your bullet.
Poor Guardian. Dude, he jumped and I just tipped up on X and was he
a Titan? What was his class?
He was a Titan. He went to jump into inside and I knew it was coming.
What was the map?
It was X Blue. You know exactly.
It was Exodus Blue. He jumped on Exodus. A Titan jumped on Exodus Blue, and you sniped him. No, sir. No, don't put that on your spirit. Don't put that negativity on you, Ricky Bobby. Don't do that. That's not that. A Titan jumped on Exodus Blue. But
I felt bad. That ain't my deal, though. You know what I mean?
Did you hear that? A Titan jumped on Exodus Blue. You're
True.
asking for it at that point.
True.
No, you don't jump on Exodus Blue because that's nothing but lanes.
Well,
nothing
I hit
but
those
lanes
snipes.
and grass. I can't see not.
I hit those snipes all the time. Like, that's not...
Exactly.
That wasn't a crazy snipe. Like, it wasn't a crazy snipe through a box or anything else. I hit those snipes all the time. It was my response after.
I just don't want players to feel like their frustration, like to say that he didn't deserve that because you were frustrated at the game because of it. No, your frustration is justified. I'm sorry. I can't let you take that. Your frustration is justified. Like, your frustration is justified and it has to be acknowledged as justified. Otherwise, you can't fix something. You can't acknowledge that there is a problem until you acknowledge what it's done. Like, you have to. It has to be all collective. You see what I'm saying? True. So don't make yourself feel bad. You're frustrated because the game was pissing you off, as it should. It was frustrating. Like, it all connects. it all connects. Just don't make yourself feel bad for it.
Yeah, no, I bounced back from it, but I still reached out.
Right.
As the content creator and streamer, you also have the control over your channel to show, like, obviously your emotional state bleeds out. We're on cam all the time, right?
Absolutely.
Like, they see us at our best, they see us at our worst, they see us at our lows and highs.
Mm-hmm.
I try to model myself over the fact that if I lose a battle, if I lose a fight, I'm not the best player by any means. You know what I mean? I try to say, I deserve that one. Like,
right.
I take ownership for it. I am a preacher of stasis is beatable. As long as you know that they're probably going to push up, they're probably going to slam down, bait that shit around the corner, dodge back. You know what I mean? I preach that shit all the time. So if I die to stasis, that's my fault. Because if I'm preaching it, I should be able to practice it. And I can see it a lot where they're like, nade on the ground. Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to get shattered or dodge back. You know what I mean?
Man, if people see a crystal, they just shatter it no matter what position it puts them in. If if a hunter or a Titan throws a wall grenade, they are going to slam it.
Yes.
Always.
If you're 50 meters away, they are going to walk in the middle of your sniper lane just to slam it and then walk away. Like, I don't know. I personally, there's some aspects of stasis that, like, they definitely have an advantage, but I mean, they are outplayable. Like,
even Behemoth in Super is outplayable. And that may be a hot take here for you two, but Behemoth Super is still outplayable because
it's outplayable.
The way Behemoth works is it's light attack, heavy attack, right?
Yep.
That's the combo: light attack, heavy attack. If they miss their heavy attack, free pick.
Dink.
Free pick. It is shotgun, melee, shotgun. You're done, right? I started running the CQC just so that I could double tap with my shotgun in the event that I run into a Behemoth. It's easy. But it's a risk. You know what I mean? You have to slow down and see this fucking wall of ice flying at you at Mach 3.
Yep.
Right.
It is beatable, but if you get it on a good player, like we had Kami on here for the first week of when Stasis dropped. Kami was fucking terrifying on Behemoth. Like, that man zoomed, and I don't know if y'all saw the clip on Twitter of him getting, like, back-to-back annihilations on Jab. That shit happened on Scrim School. He was on my team, and he popped super, steamrolled the whole team off spawn, made it across the map, and steamrolled them again.
Exactly. It lasts way too long, and you can move way too fast. Those are the issues with it.
Yeah, I agree. I think that as far as Behemoth is concerned, I think it'd be played a lot less if it was just reeled back like to a 20-second super. You know what I mean?
It's like 27 seconds or something.
It's last I checked, it was like 30 flat. Yeah, it's like 30 flat.
You know how
right?
in a competitive game, or like in a competitive game mode with respawns and stuff, do you know how long 30 seconds is? Like, think about that.
Oh no, it's nuts.
Even getting frozen for 4 seconds feels like an eternity. Like 30 seconds? Nah.
Wild.
Nah.
Nah.
Wild.
And this is why I went on Monday night, stayed up till 5 a.m. grinding the campaign on my Titan and got stasis on my Titan. That's why.
Yeah. I mean, it's wild, but I mean, if we all say the same thing and we're not just screaming to the void, you know, if we all say Behemoth Super lasts too long, that's it, right? Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Like, Behemoth Super lasts too long. And we all scream it, just like we did with Warlock's Melee, right? It'll get tuned. But we all have to agree and scream across it, right? And repeat it, you know? I need to figure out what the fuck my own command is. Here, I'll just answer it. Red Panda. Scrim School is a weekly podcast where we have guests of the PvP community on the channel. We discuss state of the game, we discuss weapons, we discuss... Really, it's a free form. We chat, have fun, and then the second half, we jump into practical scrims. And we play with chat. You guys hop in, we run a game each. So the way it works is we'll split up Amp and Nagi.
No.
Well, hold on. We'll split you guys up for a game, and you guys will be playing against each other, and I'll bounce back and forth. But the way it works is we pull in chat, and you guys kind of get a one-on-one, two-on-one type perspective where they can ask you questions directly.
Oh, wow.
It is. So that's the second half, Panda. And then we play a game, we rotate the teachers, and then we play another game. And then we cycle out chat as it goes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's more of like a one-on-one chance to ask you guys questions on your lane movements, your weapon loadout types, like how you push as teams, things like that, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and it's a lot more personal in they're not typing into chat where they're worried that someone's going to flame them. It is open for everyone. I prefer having, what's the word I'm looking for? Less skilled players. That way we can slow it down and have conversations, but there are obviously the top tier type players like Mad that's in my chat right now, right? Mad flies in. He's part of Revere. He's an insane player. You know what I mean? Peace, comma, is in my chat. He usually joins up. He's an insane player. And I'll warn you guys beforehand, be like, well, this one we're going to sweat it out, right? But overall, the ultimate goal is to get lower skilled players to be able to learn from you guys. Make sense?
Yup.
I had to answer that one because I can't remember what my Scrim School command is. So, all right. I saw a Tuesday says the Dead Man's Tale needs to be talked about too. How you guys feeling about the new exotic Dead Man's Tale? How's it feeling? Have you got it yet? Have you got the God roll?
Of course, this guy Tuesday talks about it. I was playing with him last night. Nice, Tuesday. Nice question, bro. Yeah. On controller, it's like you'll have to get used to it. It's definitely like more of an MNK weapon. But yeah. I watched. Do you guys know who Roxley is?
Yep, Roxley's
nuts.
I
watched Roxley drop 33 KDs like 5 games in a row, rocking that gun in Iron Banner last night. He has Vorpal in it 3 taps Behemoths at like 180
horrendous.
RPM.
That's
at 180 RPM. I was sitting there, jaw to the floor. This guy just never died. And he didn't miss. He was like, this is literally just my Kovacs routine. I was like, well, I can't wait to see that.
This is just my Kovacs.
But see, that's another like one of those things that we were talking about earlier, the whole untalked about metas. Mm-hmm. Like once that thing gets figured out, oh no. It's gonna be bad, bro.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be it's pretty nuts. I watched Frost drop a 7th with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Roxy dropped back-to-back Reapers.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
It's filthy. I watched DFP. If you guys know who DFP is, obviously.
Yeah.
The man's dropped Weapons of Light, and
Jesus
he was
Christ.
one tapping to the head. One tapping.
Ugly.
It's
why?
Filthy. Like,
why are you even doing that?
Filthy.
So uncalled for.
Right? You're just like,
but that's the Destiny community. That's how we are. We find the most that's just that's player base though. That's any player base.
Yep.
True.
All
True.
right, how we getting this scrim stuff started?
Let's pop into the
I want
scrim
to
portion.
pop some heads, baby.
Hell yeah. So we're going to switch to BRB. You guys can run to the bathroom. You can get a drink, whatever you need to do.
I got my advanced already, boys.
Let's go.
I'm
Use
ready.
code Nagi on advance, just saying.
You
Is
gotta
it
be
still
sure you're
Nagi
drinking
30 or what?
No. Nagi 30 was for a promo deal that we had. Now it's just Nagi. It's just
All right,
Nagi.
bet,
But make sure you're
bet,
getting
bet.
that strawberry. Either getting that G1 gummy bear, or you getting that strawberry shortcake with that almond milk. You gotta make sure you drink with almond milk, bro. If you drink it with water, it's not gonna taste right. You gotta make sure it's almond milk, man.
Almond milk with strawberry.
Almond milk,
There's the top tier right there. You hear that? That was the strat right there. All right,
Man.
we're gonna switch over. We're gonna go into. Let me specify low level scrims. We're gonna slow it down. We're gonna chat it out. I want guests in here that are actually wanting to learn. And if nobody wants to join, then we'll bring in the zeros, the zens, the mads, the commas. You know what I mean? That way we can actually do some teaching. Because we've been a little wild, and a lot of the times we get really, really good players on the cast, and people don't want to join because they're worried they're just going to get steamrolled. So, let's get it popping. Let's switch it over to BRB. We will queue her up, and I'll send you guys my join code.
Sounds like a plan, brother.